going to learn in this lesson how to play more power chords in a punk rock style. I'm going to be showing you how to do muted power chords as well, with downstrokes and upstrokes. Let me give you a quick demonstration now. First, let's look at the left hand and work out which power chords we're going to be using. We'll have a B power chord, which is the 6th string, 7th fret, and 5th string, 9th fret. We'll have a D power chord on the 5th and 4th string, and my first finger will be at the 5th fret. And we'll have another 6th and 5th string power chord, which is an A power chord, with my first finger on the 5th fret. And we'll have down here on the 7th fret, with my first finger on the 5th string, a E power chord. And we'll also be using way down here on the 2nd fret, where my first finger is, a 6th and 5th string power chord, which is an F sharp power chord. So once again we have B, D, A, B, E, F sharp. Of course, not necessarily in that order, but those are the chords we'll be using. Now let's take a look at the right hand and work out the rhythms. Before I show you how to play the right hand, I'll let you know that my left hand is holding down the B power chord on the 6th string and the 5th string. Now the rhythm we're going to select sounds like this. Slow down, I press my left hand down for the chord for the first downstroke. So I have down. On the way up, I lift my left hand so that when I come up, I get a muted upstroke. Once again. And that is followed with another downstroke, muted. Here it is again. So I'm going down, everything's pressed, I lift slightly. Don't forget with the left hand the fingertips have to make contact with the string to get that nice muted, chunky sound. Then following that, the left hand goes to a D power chord, which sounds like this, which is on the 5th and 4th string. So I have from the beginning, and then I move to the D, and I want to come up this time, and then mute down up. So slow down, let's take a look. It's down, up, on the D. So I should point out to you that when you go down on that last mute, bring the pick below the level of the 4th and 5th string so you can do an upstroke. If you stop about here, you're going to have to move your hand and pick down again to do the upstroke. So try and move down in one sweep on that last muted downstroke. Again. So I'm way down there, and then I can come up and then go down, up, mute. Let's try that in proper timing here. Again. And with the mutes. Now, I'm going to go next with the left hand to the A power chord on the 6th and 5th string, and the rhythm will be very similar to the very first chord. That is, it'll be a downstroke followed by an up-down mute. So we now have just down-up actually at this point. So it's again, down, up. So when I was on the D, I did an up, down, up, mute, but once again that upstroke has to take me above the 5th and 6th string for my next power chord, which I'm going to press down on, and then another up. So we have, and then we move to the B, and repeat again. So we have a little cyclical thing going here in a nice looped fashion. Continuing on, let me just play you the rhythm and then we will go on from there. We play the chords that you've just learnt and the rhythm 3 times. And on the last chord, notice I went again down, up, down, the same mute, but this time from there I want to go with the left hand down to the F sharp power chord, which, as you remember earlier, was on the 6th and 5th string, with my first finger down at the 2nd fret. So we have, and then we have an up stroke on that. Again, up, down, up, mute. So we have up, again, up, down, up. From the B, I go down, up, down, up, mute. And then we go to the 5th fret, same string, 6th and 5th, the A power chord. So we have, and that's just a plain down pressed, so the chord can be heard, and then an up mute. So we have just down, up, then move to B again. So I'll just play you that sequence from the very beginning. And the only thing we have left to do is to throw in the E power chord, which was on the 5th and 4th string at the 7th fret, dropping down to the D power chord. And I believe it went something like this. Which was F sharp, A, B, once again the same pattern as before, down, mute, and then on over to the E chord with the left hand, up, down, up, mute. So it's, and then down on the D, we have from the B power chord, up, down, and then just one up. And then everything can begin from the beginning. So before I do a cycle around from the beginning, let me just show you that last part where it goes from E to D. Again. I'm going to be playing the chords for you again, but in a closing comment I'd like to say once you get the right hand rhythm down with the muting, don't be afraid to experiment with different power chords in different positions. Here we go. And as you can see, a lot of times you can just stay on a chord and just do simple mutes, like we did in the very beginning of the rhythm lessons, where you played downstrokes, you can chop and change the rhythms and the muting to suit your mood.